Hi, I'm Pooja Bhaumik. I work in the mobile team for Uni Cards, and the reason why I'm here is because of the work that I do for the community, which is I write technical blogs. One of the first articles that I had written was the complex JSON parsing, which today has like 450K, and in total. Articles have like around 1.5 million views and around 250K reads. I also create YouTube content. It's paused, but I have been doing that. And it's mostly on Flutter, mobile development, building a personal brand, etc. So definitely check that out. And I also recently launched my LinkedIn Learning course. So if anyone here is a very newbie in Flutter, you can definitely check that course out. It's basically to get started in Flutter. And today it has around 2,300 learners. Around 2 months back, I launched it. And I also do these stressful activities like delivering talks and workshops in front of people. Where GeekyAnts was also one of the meetups that I had done in 2019, Dev Fest, also international conferences like NDC Sydney, Flutter Vikings, and next week I have DroidCon Singapore. So basically, that's the entire thing about me. But you're not here to listen about me, right? So you want to know about what's happening in Flutter. What's the hot news? What's the interesting news about Flutter? So since this is a Flutter Fest, let's just talk about what's happening in the last 1 month kind of thing. Well, 1 month back, Flutter 3.3 got launched. However, 4 or 5 days back, 3.34 got launched. And if you are a seasoned developer, you will know that that's the actual stable version. And one of the news about the 3.3 launch was the Impeller, which is the new graphics engine that Flutter has been working on for a very long time. It is kind of going to be replacing the previous Skia code with custom runtime. It is going to be making a heavy use of Metal from iOS, Vulkan from Android, and it's promising, silky smooth animations and maybe performance that is jank free. So today they actually do have this app Wondrous on iOS that is actually using Impeller, maybe not the Android one, but the iOS version is today using the Impeller one. So definitely check it out, download it and see how amazingly silky smooth the animations are. And also the project, if you're really interested to know great architecture, good architecture in a way, definitely check out the open source code of Wondrous to actually see the best practices. So Wondrous is an amazing app for seeing the animations and seeing the best practices. So definitely check that out. And do we have a new state management solution in the market? No, or at least I don't know. At least I'm not aware, because even if it is, I have lost track. But we do have 2.0 of we have 2.0 of Riverpod here, which is, I think, going to be very interesting because it does have improvements on the performance and the lifecycle events. And there is also a talk about the dev tools for Riverpod. So I'm very excited to try that out. So if you do have Riverpod in your project, definitely migrate to 2.0 to try it out. And other than that, anyone who is a package maintainer? Right. So there is good news for your package maintainers that GitHub has shown support for supply chain security, which means that you can now use GitHub security advisory, which kind of lets you privately fix vulnerabilities without publishing it to the public yet. Also, it gives you support for dependency graph, which is the backbone of Depender-bot alerts, which alerts you if you have a vulnerability in your dependency, it will create a pull request for fixing the affected dependency. It's pretty great now that GitHub has complete support for the open source packages today. And finally, Hacktoberfest is here because this is October, and Flutter community has its own Hacktoberfest going on, which is by Invertase, where you can actually fix the issues of the Flutter community plugins, which is the Plus plugins, etc. And yeah, I mean, like, you will definitely get a lot of goodies out of it, which can be, one of them could be a dash for like few of the issues that you resolve, but there are other goodies as well. So definitely go into the Invitace Flutter Hacktoberfest website and check out, log in and check out all the issues that is part of the Flutter community plugin, and go on and fix issues in October and beyond it as well. So now we want to talk about the code of conduct. So basically, be respectful to each other. Do not use any hate speech. I know you would not, right? You're such a sweet audience after all. But keep it light. This is going to be a space for growth and learning. So definitely, like, you know, get all the information out of and network with people, learn about each other. And we also want to talk about the agenda of today, because we have some amazing talks by amazing folks here. First off, we will have Vivek Yadav talking about how to bring animated experiences in your Flutter apps. Next, we have Sunny Prasad, who will tell you how to integrate Flutter to your existing native apps, which is definitely important for a lot of existing applications today. And then we have Sri Bhagwat, who's going to talk about the behind the scenes of the Flutter rendering engine. Very important. And then we also have Gaurav Bhatnagar and Satish Kumar talking about the effective state management in Flutter using Riverpod. Is it 2.0? I don't know. So definitely, let's hear it. And at the end, I will also be taking an interactive session on, if you want to know more about how to like stand out in the Flutter hiring market, how to have a great profile that attracts, you know, recruiters in a way. We will be having a Q&A, so keep your questions ready for that end of it. And at the end, we will also have a panel discussion with some of our speakers. So shall we have the show begin right now?